Welcome to this session on business mathematics. My name is Ashish Jain. I'm an assistant professor at the Department of Computer Applications at the Bhopal School of Social Sciences. In this module, we would be covering quadratic equation. This is the module 2 of the topic quadratic equation. This is a brief outline of this module. In the previous module, we have covered introduction to quadratic equation, methods of quadratic equation, in which we have covered graphical method and factorization method. In this module, we would be looking at another method which is called completing a perfect square. We will see what are the different variations we can have in quadratic equation problems, and we will also have some practice problems on quadratic equation. So let's begin this module. This is a new method. This is called completing a perfect square method. So here, completing a square means to take a quadratic equation of the form ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. We know that the general structure of quadratic equation is ax square plus bx plus c, and what we do, we transform it into a x plus d whole square plus e is equal to 0, where the value of d is b upon 2a and the value of e is c minus b square upon 4a square. There is no need for you to remember all these things. We will see them how we solve this using some different methods. Now, these are the steps of completing perfect square method. If we have the equation of the form ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0, by transformation, we can write it as ax square plus bx minus of c. That means we have taken this plus c to this side, it becomes minus of c. We are just separating the terms having the x value with the terms does not having the x value. Now what we'll do, we will divide both the sides by coefficient of x square. Here the coefficient of x square is a. So what we will do, we will divide both the sides by a. So we have x square plus b upon a x is equal to minus of c upon a. Next what we do, we will add square of half of the coefficient of x. Here our coefficient of x is b upon a. This is the coefficient of x. The half of b upon a is b upon 2a. Square of it is b square upon 4a square. We have to add it to both the sides. So it becomes x square plus b upon ax plus b square upon 4a square. It is equal to b square upon 4a square minus of ca. On solving further, I can reduce this as it is of the form a plus b whole square on the left hand part. So it is x plus b upon 2a whole square. The right hand side part becomes b square minus 4ac upon 4a square. We have taken 4a square as common, right? Now, step number 4. Taking the square roots on both the sides, we have x plus b upon 2a. It is equal to under root of b square minus 4ac upon 4a square. So here we have, on further solving, the value of x is equal to minus of b upon 2a plus minus. Since after having square root, we are having plus minus value. So it is minus b upon 2a plus minus under root of b square minus 4ac. This is whole under root. B square minus 4ac upon twice of a. Because under root of 4a square is 2a. We'll take in again LCM. So we are left with x is equal to minus of b plus minus under root of b square minus 4ac upon 2a. So we will use this formula to find roots of quadratic equation for the value of x, right? If the question comes as a short answer question, we will straight away use this formula, or else this is the method which we will follow in the long method, right? So we have two values of x, first with the positive part, second with the negative part. That means we have x is equal to minus of b plus under root of b square minus 4ac upon 2a, and x is equal to minus b minus of under root of b square minus 4ac upon 2a. Let us see this with an example. Here we have alpha and beta are two roots of quadratic equation. Ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. Then the sum of the roots, that is alpha plus beta, it is equal to minus b by a. In the previous slide, we have seen the value of roots. First is the positive one, second with the negative sign. So we call them as roots alpha and beta. Here the sum of the roots alpha plus beta is minus b upon a, and product of the roots alpha beta is equal to c upon a. The quadratic equation in the form of its roots can be written as x square minus of alpha plus beta x plus alpha into beta is equal to 0. Now, if alpha and beta are the roots of this equation, 3x square minus 6x plus 4 is equal to 0, then we have to find the value of alpha upon beta plus beta upon alpha. This we have to find out. Let us see how we solve this problem. If alpha and beta are roots of given equation, then we know that sum of the roots, that is alpha plus beta, is equal to minus b upon a. Here the value of b is equal to 6, so we have minus of minus 6 divided by 3, which is equal to 2. And the product of the root, that is alpha beta, is equal to c upon a, which is 4 by 3. Now, we have to prove, or we have to find the value of alpha upon beta plus beta upon alpha. Let us now solve this a bit further. So we have LCM as alpha beta, so we have alpha square plus beta square. I can write alpha square plus beta square as alpha plus beta whole square minus twice of alpha beta. This is an identity of algebra. So it is divided by alpha beta. Just putting the values of alpha plus beta and alpha beta here, we have 2 square minus 8 by 3 whole divided by 4 by 3, which is 4 minus 8 by 3 divided by 4 by 3. On solving this, we have 4 by 4 is equal to 1. Hence, alpha upon beta plus beta upon alpha is equal to 1. The next topic is nature of the roots. If this b square minus 4ac, this is called discriminant. If this discriminant is greater than 0, then we have two distinct roots. First, x is equal to minus b plus under root of b square minus 4ac upon 2a, and second, x is equal to minus b minus under root of b square minus 4ac upon 2a. Second case is, if the value of discriminant, that is b square minus 4ac, it is equal to 0, then we only have one distinct root, and that root is x is equal to minus b upon 2a. The third case is, if we have the discriminant b square minus 4ac less than 0, then we have no real roots, right? So these three cases are there on the basis of nature of the roots. Now, let us see the examples of completing a perfect square. We have the equation 2x square minus of 10x plus 5 is equal to 0. Now we will use this method to solve it. Here, by transformation, what we will do, we will write it as 2x square minus of 10x, and we'll take this 5 on the right hand side, it becomes minus of 5. We have to divide both the sides by equation of x square. Here the coefficient of x square is 2, so it is x square minus of 10 upon 2x is equal to minus 5 upon 2. Now what we will do, we will add half of the square of this x term, right? So it is 5 square upon 2 square on both the sides we are adding. So our left hand side reduces to x plus 5 upon 2 whole square, and the right hand side becomes 25 by 4 minus 5 by 2. On solving further, we have x plus 5 upon 2 whole square, it is equal to 15 upon 4. Now, taking square root on both the sides, we have x plus 5 upon 2 is equal to plus minus under root of 15 upon 2, because root of 4 is 2. That means we have two values of x. So we have x is equal to minus of 5 by 2 plus minus under root of 15 by 2, which is x is equal to minus 5 plus minus under root of 15 by 2. First value is with the plus sign, the second value is with the negative sign. So we have two roots like this. Let us take another example. We have the value 3x square minus 4x plus 8 is equal to 0. Now we will use direct formula. We know that x is equal to the root, which is equal to minus b plus minus under root of b square minus 4ac upon 2a. Putting the values, we have the value of b is minus 14, so minus minus it becomes plus, plus minus under root of 14 square minus 4 times 3 into 8 whole divided by 2 into 3. So we have 14 plus minus under root of 196 minus 96 upon 6, which is 14 plus minus 10 by 6. Taking the plus sign, we have the value of x as 4. Taking the minus sign, we have the value of x as 2 by 3. Hence, we have two roots. First is 4, second is 2 upon 3. This is a direct method in which we use this formula. Let us take an example. Find two consecutive odd positive integers, sum of their squares is 290. Here, what we have to substitute, that let the smaller integer be x, then the consecutive odd positive integer would be x plus 2, because we have to have an odd positive integer. According to given condition, the sum of the squares of these two would be equal to 290. That means x square plus x plus 2 whole square is equal to 290. On solving further, we have equation, that is 2x square plus 4x minus 286 is equal to 0. what we will do, we will divide whole equations, both the sides by 2. It reduces to x square plus 2x minus of 143 is equal to 0. Now, how to decide which method to choose to solve it? Because if I multiply this coefficient 1 with 143, there are no divisors or multiples of 143 that add up to become 2, right? So, we have to solve it with another method, not with the factorization method. So, we will use this completing a perfect square method. Here we will use the quadratic formula x is equal to minus b plus minus under root of b square minus 4ac upon 2a. On putting the values, we are getting two values of x. The first value is x equal to 11, the second value is x equal to 13, right? So we have roots of this equation as 11 and 13. These two values would be the consecutive numbers. This is the next problem. The area of rectangular plot is 528 square meters. If the length of the plot is one more than twice of its breadth, then we have to find the dimension of the plot. Let us see the solution. Here, let us suppose that let the breadth of the plot be x meters. It is given that the length of the plot is one more than twice of its breadth. That means the length is equal to 2x plus 1 meters. Here we have length as well as breadth now in terms of x. We know that area is equal to length into breadth. So x multiplied by 2x plus 1, the area is given to us as 528. This is given in the question. On solving further, we have 2x square plus x is equal to 528, which can be written as 2x square plus x minus of 528 is equal to 0. Now this is a quadratic equation. We will solve it using the formula method, that is quadratic roots formula. X is equal to minus b plus minus under root of b square minus 4ac upon 2a. On putting the values, we have two values of x. The first value is 16. The second value is what? It is 33 meters. Hence, length and breadth are 16 as well as 33 meters. Now we will see some more types of problems that may come in quadratic equation. The first problem is like this. We have to find roots of this equation. It is not apparently quadratic, but at later point it will turn out to be a quadratic equation. So let us now solve this. By transformation, we get x upon b minus a upon b is equal to b upon a minus b upon x. Then now what we will do, we will take LCM here. From first or the left hand side we have the LCM as b, on right hand side we have the LCM as ax. So we have x minus a, and in right hand side we have b times x minus a. We can write it as 1 upon b x minus a is equal to b upon ax x minus a. Now either x minus a is equal to 0, that means the value of a is x is a, and 1 by b is equal to b upon ax, that means the value of b square is equal to ax, or we can say that the value of x is equal to b square by a. Hence, we have two roots. The first root is x equal to a. The second root is x is equal to b square by a. These questions are very simple provided you first convert it into solvable form, right? The next problem. We have to find the roots of equation 9x minus 2 by 3 plus 4x square minus of 7 divided by 4x square plus 3. It is equal to 6x minus 1 divided by 2. Let us see the solution. From transformation, what we'll get, 4x square minus of 7 upon 4x square plus of 3 is equal to 6x minus 1 by 2 minus of 9x minus 2 by 3. We have taken this to this side. Here we have 4x square minus of 7 divided by 4x square plus of 3. It is equal to 1 by 6. On solving further, we have 6 times 4x square minus of 7 is equal to 4x square plus 3. On solving further, we are getting x is equal to 9 by 4. That means the value of x is plus minus under root of 9 by 4, which is 3 by 2. So we have the roots, that is x is equal to plus minus 3 by 2. Now the next problem. We have to find roots of this equation under root of x upon 1 minus x plus under root of 1 minus x upon x, which is equal to 2 1 by 6. This is a mixed fraction. Let us see the solution. What we do, first we will substitute that let x upon 1 minus x is equal to y. If you look this second term closely, this is nothing but reciprocal of this equation, right? So we can say that we have y plus 1 upon y, as in place of this mixed fraction we can write it as 13 by 6. So on solving further, we have y square plus 1 is equal to 13 upon 6y, which is equal to 6y square minus 13y plus 6 is equal to 0. We can solve it using any method on the basis of its multiples. So we have 6y square minus of 9y minus of 4y plus 6 is equal to 0. From first, I will take common as 3y. So I am left with 2y minus 3. From second, I will take minus of 2 common. So I am left with 2y minus 3. Here 2y minus 3 is common to both. So we have 2y minus 3 multiplied by 3y minus of 2 is equal to 0. That means the roots of our equation is equal to either y is equal to 2 by 3 or y is equal to 3 by 2. But here the unknown variable is x. So what we will do? We will now convert this in terms of x. Now putting the value of y in this equation, so we have under root of x upon 1 minus x is equal to 2 by 3. On squaring both the sides, we have x upon 1 minus x is equal to 4 by 9. On solving this further, we have the value of x is 4 upon 13. Similarly, in the second case, we equate under root of x upon 1 minus x to 3 by 2. So we have the equation as x upon 1 minus x is equal to 9 by 4, which is, that is, the x is equal to 9 by 13. Hence, our two roots are 4 upon 13 and 9 by 13. The next problem. We have to find roots of this equation x square minus 6x plus 9, which is equal to 4 times under root of x square minus 6x plus 6. So, on solving this, what we will get? We will solve it like this by substituting x square minus 6x plus 6 as y. So we have y plus 3 is equal to 4 times root y. On squaring both the sides, we have y plus 3 whole square is equal to 4 times root y whole square, which is y plus 3 whole square is equal to 16y. On solving further, we have the equation y square minus 10y plus 9 is equal to 0. Here, on factorization, we have y square minus y minus 9y plus 9 is equal to 0, which gives us two factors y minus 1 and y minus 9 both equating to 0. That means we have two values of y is equal to 1 and y is equal to 9. Now we will again convert it in terms of x. So we have x is equal to 6 plus minus under root of 36 plus 12 by 2, which is equal to 3 plus minus 2 root 3. From the second, we have x is equal to 6 plus minus root 16 by 2. On solving further, we are having the value as 3 plus minus 2. That means we have two values of x. If we use plus sign, the value is 5. If we use the minus sign, the value is 1. Now the next problem. We have to find the value of under root of 6 plus under root of 6 plus under root of 6, and this continues till infinity. Okay, let us see how we solve this problem. Now let us suppose that the value of x is equal to this. Since the terms go to infinity, this given quantity will not change if we omit one radical or one root sign, that is root 6 before that, and those after the first terms we will be equated to 0. So we have x is equal to 6 plus root x, because this is nothing but repetition of x only, right? This is repetition of x, so we'll write it as x is equal to under root of 6 plus x. On squaring both the sides, we have x square is equal to root 6 plus x whole square, which is equal to x square is equal to 6 plus x. So on solving further, we have the equation as x square minus of x minus of 6 is equal to 0, which is the required quadratic equation. We will solve this using factorization method. You can use any method you want. So we have the root of x as 1 plus minus under root of 1 plus 24 by 2, which is 1 plus minus 5 by 2. Okay, so we have two roots of x. First is x equal to 3, second x equal to minus 2. Since we are finding under root and we don't have any negative value in under root, we will take the value of x as plus 3. Let us now look back and see what we have covered in this module. In this module, we have seen how to solve the problem using completing a perfect square method. We have used the direct method formula to find the root, which is equal to x is equal to minus of b plus minus under root of b square minus 4ac upon 2a. We have seen how we can solve problems on the basis of nature of roots. We have seen some numerical and word problems on it, and also problems that can be reduced to a quadratic form for its solution. I hope both the modules of quadratic equation were beneficial for you. Thank you for joining.